may not be on TikTok, but the platform itself is exploding, and the opportunities for marketing and organic exposure, even not paid exposure, is great. So, do you have a strategy that works? If you don't, you need to watch or listen to this podcast episode today as we learn from TikTok, the platform itself, that's developed a 4-step strategy for any content creator to be effective on the platform. So, that is coming
Nice.
up. Welcome to the Bite Size Marketing Hack Podcast, where you get the confidence to hack your marketing 5 minutes at a time. Well, hey, welcome, guys. My name is Mark,
My name's Rashawn.
and it is so great to be with you all on Bite Size Marketing Hacks. And today we're going to dig into this topic of TikTok. And again, some of you may be watching this or listening to this and say, I don't know if that even would fit for my company or for my target audience. And that could be true. But you know, the platform is growing, and it's worth at least considering. So we did a recent episode where we talked about just this case study and unpacked a case study around what can work for a branded hashtag campaign. And so it may not be for everyone, the platform, and it does skew younger, but you can actually, if you learn how to create creative content, and understanding the nuances of how TikTok works, it can help you to really be effective on the platform, and it can ensure that you create a campaign that fits in and that catches on with users. So we would probably acknowledge that TikTok is not necessarily the easiest platform to develop
Yeah.
content on, but if you can get dialed into an approach that works, it can reap major benefits. So, Rashawn, as we jump into this, what are your thoughts on TikTok in 2020?
I think, again, it's a platform that has exploded exponentially and it's given everyone, I'm talking, your grandma to the kids that I've seen on there, an opportunity to share one, their personality, but to be 100% themselves authentically in a real way that really connects with people. And I think this is the place each business owner, leaders should be if they want to see and be a part of what is truly happening. And I think there's going to be ways to promote brands and businesses in ways we've never seen them on that platform. So I think everyone should be involved. Really have your eyes open. However, we know the platform isn't for everyone, but there may be some opportunities there that can be, revolutionize your business, take it to
That's
another level.
good. So let's dig into these 4 steps that TikTok, the platform itself, put together to help content creators be effective in marketing on the platform. So, anytime a platform is putting together content to help content creators, it's worth paying attention because it's saying, hey, here's what we're going to be putting our
Yeah.
algorithm behind. So here's what TikTok has to say. So number 1, define your creative playground. So develop your overarching strategy based on your core message. So you want to have one core message that you want to communicate as your brand, as your company, just as your person, who you are. And then develop a strategy based on platform trends. So what works on the platform, and then audience insights, meaning different audiences or different communities or tribes of people on the platform are going to gravitate towards different kinds of content. So you want to before you start creating, you want to understand your core audience and your core
Yeah.
message. Anything on that?
Yeah, I think that's so important because you'll try to, just like anywhere, even in real life, outside of digital world, you'll try to impress everyone and do everything for all people. You end up impressing no one. So I really think in being really specific about who you're going for, and even pertaining to the hashtags, is so important. But yeah, that's all I got, Mark, on that part.
Good, that's good. So then step 2, having identified what is our creative playground, what's going to work for our audience, now we need to create some content. And I think this is probably of the content that TikTok developed for this 4 steps to help content creators. This is probably the most helpful step. So step 2, develop content play. Create video ideas and structure them into reactive, proactive, and interactive categories. And so,
Mm.
for those of you listening, you won't see this on your screen, but they created a continuum, so kind of a scale, maybe another way to say it. And so, at one end, you've got reactive content. At the other end, you've got interactive content. And TikTok identifies the more interactive your content, you want to do post less frequently, meaning that if you're going to post all of these different kinds of content, you want less of that content that's like asking people to respond and interact with the content. And you want a
Mm.
lot of content that's going to be more reactive to what other people are
It's
posting,
good.
trends in our culture, things that are happening in the world. That's all going to be, and I think one of the reasons why you want less of that or you want more of that is because that's kind of the common ground that a lot of
Yeah.
people are experiencing some common things in the world together. COVID 19 has happened to all of us. That's such a common theme that we can all identify with. That when you create reactive content to what's happening and then like make it specific to your niche, but it's
Yeah.
relatable. And then finally, in the middle is that proactive content, and that's where you want a medium amount of this that makes you unique and will cause people to have more interest in your stuff. So,
Love
thoughts on
that.
this?
I think that's absolutely brilliant. Just again the data from this, and because I can truly see how this sort of plays out on the platform itself. But I want to bring it sort of back to the algorithms are so important on each level, and it shows like on the reactive standpoint of something. So for instance, TikTok on the algorithm is looking at every 10 people that the first 10 people that see the video, they're looking to see how many people out of that 10 people reacts or responds to the video. So if one likes the video out of 10 people, then they show it to like another 10 people. And then it just keeps on expanding. The more people that are liking it, the more reactive it is, the better, the greater to perform. But the less reactive it is on the other end, the not so well it'll perform. And I just think it's so important. Yeah, hey, all that content is necessary, but just make sure you strategize around what actually works more, and don't beat up yourself if it doesn't work. Is great. Just keep going and remember this sort of these categories.
That's good. So then step 3 that they put down is to support with paid formats. So you can boost posts, and so boosting proactive and interactive content to amplify awareness. And I
Mm,
think the idea here being that finding the things that are more unique and that really get the conversation going and get people interacting with you specifically can be more helpful for awareness for your brand and your platform.
wow.
Thoughts on that?
Man, so I'm still, sort of growing in awareness of this step 3. I think it's phenomenal though. I really want to just, learn more. I don't think I have much to share about this one.
That's good. So I think what Rashawn is pointing out is step 4, and that's the fact that we've got to be able to adjust and experiment on any
Yeah.
platform, but especially TikTok right now. So I think the reality of the lifespan of any platform is that initially there's going to be those who are willing to jump in and do what step 4 says, which is measure success, keep an eye on views, comments, and shares, and then adjust and
Yeah.
experiment. And there's going to be others who are not willing to do that, and they're just going to follow along with what is working for others. And then as the platform grows and ages, some of that's going to just become white noise because everybody's doing it. So
Yeah.
what
So
Rashawn's
true.
doing right now and experimenting and trying different things, it's going to pay off because not a lot of people are willing to just jump in and try a bunch of stuff to see how you could market on the platform. So
So
got to
true.
be
So
willing to
true.
try it, right?
Yeah, bro. I think, and again, Mark, we just spoke about this, but last year, even moving into 2020, they're saying there are billions of users on TikTok now, and that's more. They have more downloads than Instagram has had over the last year. So, like, dude, they're there. The people are there, and if there's been no greater way to make an impact in less than 15 seconds anywhere else on the planet. than on
Wow.
TikTok right now. So
Wow.
I just think if you're not investing there, and man, there's stuff you can be capturing all day, whether it's in the walls of your business or right at home, that can influence people for you, and then they'll buy the product. So just think it's so important to think it through if you're
And
gonna invest there.
that's good. And one final thought, I think for some brands, they're going to say, hey, my target market is not the Zoomers. It's not Gen Z, or it's not those who are teens right now. That's not who I'm targeting. But the reality is all platforms age, and the people who are using those platforms age. So the
Wow.
one who is that 19-year-old user right now, in 5 years will be 24, in 10 years will be 29, and they
Wow.
might be your target user then. And so if you want to have a
Exactly.
long-term strategy for your business that's investing in multiple channels for your marketing, it might be worth building that equity now, building that brand now that will pay off in the days ahead.
Yeah, that's really good. Come on now. Y'all better go get started. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in this week. We really want you to be more in touch with the future by being right now involved in the present time. So go ahead and rate, review, and subscribe if you haven't yet. We're so thankful that you're listening in. We look forward to hearing more of your questions. Reach out on social media. I would love to connect with you more. But until next time, we'll see you next week.
See you guys. Thanks for joining us. Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe. And visit us at bitesizemarketinghacks.com for more resources and episodes that will help you hack your marketing 5 minutes